Good evening from Matzi. We're up to the bracha Bareich Aleynu Hashem. We did the Akdama last week. Last time I recorded, which was a while ago because of a hectic week last week. But maybe this week get back to normal schedule. But in any event, Bareich Aleynu Hazos is coming east for Sol L'Tova. Bareich Aleynu Hazos this year and all of its produce. Its produce doesn't necessarily mean material produce of the fields. It can also mean production. The Eitz Yosef says it means that the everything should be zol, everything should be cheap, but that we can also understand the tova means just like we say Mali Hashem Shosim Tova Kosh should fulfill the desires of our heart for good, meaning sometimes it's good that the price is lower, sometimes it's good the price is higher, because sometimes when the price is higher you make more money. Sometimes the price is lower, it's easy to find grain. Sometimes when there's very little grain, it's good that the price is higher because that compensates for there being very little grain. Sometimes when there's a lot of grain, so then it's good for the price to be lower because that way you can still make a lot of money and at the same time the price is shabbal kol nefesh. So obviously the Tova means whatever you HaKadosh Baruch Hu know is for the best for us, we ask you to do. The same bracha pnei adama. So a bracha is generic bracha is of course the rest of the year when we're not asking for rain. The same time lamoto livracha is of course when we're asking for rain. Different times in Eretz Yisrael and different times in Chutz La'aretz. In my I've often said that this is the halacha of when we say Talmud Bracha, which since today is December, tonight will be December 4th, tomorrow night will be December 5th, I believe, it starts tomorrow night, is one of the halachas which caused me the most sfeikus in Emunah in Judaism, because this, the way we do Bareich Aleynu is, but saying Talmud Bracha is 60 days after the Kufa, after the change of the seasons, but, the seasons change on September 26th, the 22nd, the 31st, sorry. So she really started saying Talmud on November 21st, but we are still going the same Talmud Bracha with the Julian calendar, which means that we're have the Aleph Alpha have those were we to observe the Yontif of which is commonly celebrated on December 25th in America. We would observe it on the day the Russian Orthodox Church keeps it. The Greek Orthodox churches keeps it, which is sometime in January. So in any event, the idea is that the Julian calendar is off. It's been off for many years. And if it has to do with seasons, really we should go by seasons according to the Gregorian calendar, which replaced the Julian calendar. Why we don't change the halacha? Why somebody who says the same Talmud Livracha, let's say after November 21st, before December 5th, should say Shemona Esrei over again? To me, these are very, very difficult concepts. Obviously, the answer is that Minhag Yisrael Torah, and we go with the Minhag. We go with the flow. We go with the way the halacha was paskined, even though it should theoretically have been changed because of the change of the calendar. But in any event, the same Talmud Livracha starts 60 days after the Kufa. We use the Julian Kufa, which starts 15 days later, and it keeps on getting later, more and more later over time. Maybe even this year it's up to December 6th. I don't remember. So the idea, of course, is that during the time when in Chutz La'aretz we need rain, we say also the same time Motzar, so it is earlier. It's interesting. The Iyun Tefillah here says that, getting back to the point we made before, as Hashanah Zos means Kol HaMikrim Moroshas Inglis Kadesh B'Olam Hashanah Zos, all the things which are going to happen in this world and this year, B'Chlal in general, that's coming as well, so B'Frat specifically. And he says that there's why is it Latova, similar to what we said before. Ki yesh bracha she'ena Latova, there's a bracha which is not for a person's good. When there's riches which a person keeps for his detriment. Life which has doesn't have Yerushalayim, or rather has embarrassment and degradation, as we mentioned in the Birchas HaChedesh, where it says Yimal Hashem B'Shol Simin L'Tova. And he says here, and Musar, the covet ma'avir so adam al daito badas koinoi. The pursuit of covet, which was the person to transgress his own best interest and the best interest of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, marches him down to Gehenna. Moshe's place Baal Shlomo Melchel of Shalom. Sat Ish Gechol Derechava Shetidas Lebavo. Should give to every person according to his what you know his heart requires. There are many nuschos in Bareich Aleynu, and for example, the Tikkun Tefillah brings down here that Reb Amram goes nusach. It says v'sein Talmud Livracha al kol pnei adama v'ravei pnei tevel, satiate the face of the planet, v'sabea es ha'olam, and satisfy the world. Mi tuvecha malei adena b'chasecha me'oshamat nas yodecha v'shamra v'atzila shana zu mikol davara mikol minei mishmashchis kol minei pernios v'seila tikva v'achari shalom chus v'rachem oleihem v'akol v'osov v'akol peiros sel. Then he brings down the different gears of the Seder Rambam, which all goes back to a point I think we made earlier in the series, which is that the Nusach HaTfilah which we have today is seems to be etched in stone, but in reality it's not. These things fluctuated over time, and the main thing is the tzura of the Tfilah. In other words, the Chasimas HaBracha and the skeleton. That's what Anshe Knesset going to put in place, not the precise wording of the bracha, otherwise we wouldn't have these major variations. So Bareich Aleynu, where I believe it's Dota Mizrach, we even make a different bracha for the winter and for the summer. Okay, going back to the bracha itself, the same bracha al pnei ha'adama, you should give the bracha on the face of the earth, which is an interesting way of putting it. This is the way the ATS says it is that people should not have tzoros ayin, should not be have look negatively on their fellows, and there be shalom in the world, and that shalom in the world should obviously be the kli machzik bracha, which Chazal say there's no kli machzik bracha except for shalom, and then he says he discusses at some length the idea of the saint talamot livracha, what exactly it means. For our purposes, we'll just assume that even though Tal is the entire year, but since we don't mention the rest of the year Matar, we don't mention Tal. When we mention Matar, we mention Tal as well. Now, then we say V'sabeinu mituva. That's a chutz laretz. I mean, that's Eretz Yisrael. Sorry, that's, even though here in the Nusach it says Sabeinu mituva and the Siddur Tfilos, but customarily Chutzarts we say Nusach Ashkenaz, Sabeinu mituvecha. Nusach Sfard I believe says Sabeinu mituva on both, and the Graz Girsa is Sabeinu mituva no matter where you are, because that's going in Eretz Yisrael. We should be satiated with Eretz Yisrael. And also the Sofei Tevos, if you say Pnei Hadama v'Sabeinu mituva, it's Yud Kei. So that it's a perhaps intentional according to that Gra holds. But the Rosh and the Marashal say the Girsa should be mituvecha, and because the Marashal says that we are not getting satisfied in Chutzlaretz from Tuvas Haaretz. And this is a different bracha, not the bracha of Tuva Arts, but the bracha of Parshas B'chukosai, B'achaltem lachmachem l'sova, to eat the satisfaction, and this is that Ochel Kima Umizbarech Memeov, that you eat a little bit, and it's blessed in your stomach, and it expands to fill you. And some people explain Sabeinu Mituva means that we should be allowed to live and merit having the satisfaction of this year. Okay, that's, or is a Ruan Eliyarabba right? No, that's supposed to say mituvecha for another reason, not because of Chutzlaretz, but rather because it's going to Kodesh Baruch Hu. Not the goodness of the year or the goodness of the earth, but the goodness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's also the Rebbe Yonasan Eifshitz has this Girsa. And then he says, the Rebbe Yonasan Eifshitz in the Yaros Dvash, that there is interesting point here, that there is sometimes it's chas from isser what one eats, whether the food comes from theft, or that the eating itself, the food itself is treif, according to the Torah law, or the eating in Moshav Leitzim, the people who make a scoffing and mockery. Then Ruach HaKodesh, the Ruach HaKodesh in that food, I guess in the titles of Kedusha we will call them in Kabbalah, are mistalik. They're not present in the food. And the Ruach the Mesava, the Ruach of Tumah, which is in the food, connects to the nefesh of the person who eats it and causes him to go to the evil side. So if his eating is not Kedusha and Tara, he becomes more of a Rasha. And like the Rizal says in the Kohen Yochanan Kohen Gadol, they came with Stoki at the end of 80 years, evidently because of, it's not brought down here why, but evidently something with how to do with his eating habits. And therefore it says we should say Sabeinu mituvecha, to daven on our food that it should come from your toe, from the Sitra Dedachia, from the side of Tara. And when you daven that with Kavanah Shlema, says the Biaros Dvash, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu will listen to your tefillah that you will not get food which is inappropriate. You know, like Chazal say that by tzaddikim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu maybe takol al yadam, Hashem doesn't cause them to stumble to eat inappropriate things. Kav Chomer from Pinchas, Kav Chomer from the Chamor ben Pinchas ben Yor. So this is actually according to the Yaros Vash against Habeinu Midlecha, a tefillah that not just we should be satisfied, we should be satisfied with food which is good in your eyes, like Atov Beinecha say. Okay. There's a similar parallel discussion here in the Tefillah. I believe that Lamaisa, this is different for most Nusach Ashkenaz at least. There's difference between Eretz Yisrael and Chutz La'aretz. Eretz Yisrael we say Sabeinu Mituva, and Chutz La'aretz we say Sabeinu Mituvecha. And then we finish for Echshin Asenu Kashnim HaTovos. The Eitz Yosef says that these are like the days of Elisha, and like the days in which he brings down from the Kobo, and from the Seder Yom brings down, it's like the years in which Yitzchak Avinu was blessed by Meah Sha'orim with 400-fold of what he planted. I would also add, like the years of Shimon ben Shetach, when the wheat was like the size of kidneys. And then we end the bracha, Baruch to Hashem Bareich Hashanim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu blesses the years, and every year with its own blessing. Dor v'doishab, shana b'racha. So every year is going to have a different bracha based on the specific needs of that year. So that's why it's Mevarech Hashonim, that each and every year that Haba will be different, depending on what's necessary. And we ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu that he should bring about the proper bracha for this year based on the needs of this year. There's a hara here in the Yom Tefillah with which we'll end this evening. Says, Ad kana yu brachas tzorchei kol yachid v'yachid. It's another brachas word of individuals, even though we daven as tzibur or for everybody, but the personal brachas for all of us. Ki agula nizkar brachas for ena v'nyenu no so gula kloli sa'asida. The redemption mentioned is not the general, eventual, future geula, which will be lavo b'her b'yameinu. Sherei kol elei yisaberu, to which we all yearn. Kimatzola mi mitzoros hagolus, but rather means to save us from the pains of golus. Mikam ve'elach, from here on, soras habracha kulan guseda gula sida. From here on, we go, the brachas focus on the gula sida, and when we come back from Yirtzeh Hashem to go further, perhaps tomorrow night, I hope, then we will speak about that in great detail as we get to the bracha of Kabbalah Shofar Gadol L'Cheirus Seinu. Have a good night from Monsey, New York.